This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Dave Coldwell here in Birmingham. Dave, great night of boxing there. Ended not in the fashion we'd have hoped, but Denny Cash was just starting to warm up. Tyler getting the victory. What do you make of it?
Oh, listen, first of all, what a night this has been. Really enjoyed it. I'm here because I looked at the card, I looked at, the fights that were there, and I thought this is going to be a must-see sort of event. I've come down here, and it's not failed to deliver. A little bit gutted, like you, with the main event, how it ends. We don't want to see that ending as it is. Listen, after 4 rounds, there's not a lot you can take from it. How would it pan out? It was a good fight. Yes, Denny deserved to get the decision over a 4-rounder. But we'll probably see it again, I would imagine. But it was warming up into being a really, really good fight. Tyler Denny, he's one. I brought my son and I'm explaining to him about how he's come through. He's not been the promoted superstar kid. He's the guy that's come through the hard way, the smaller shows. I commentated for him when he boxed and he won his titles, and I was over the moon for him. I love his story. I love his attitude. And he's just grown into it. He's grown into being a champion really, really well. And you see him when he come out, it suits him. That's his personality. So the story goes on, and like I said, we'll probably see a rematch, but he deserves some big nights, definitely.
Away from that one, the one before that, Conor Walker, Crocker, unbelievable fight.
I don't know about you, but after that fight, I had a headache just watching it. It was just, can you imagine? Walker, what is he made of? I knew he was tough, but in the first couple rounds, we're sat ringside, and every Crocker left hook that's landing, you can hear it, and it's like, wow. And he's taking the shots, and you think, can he take it as it goes on? And he did, and I felt that he set a pace. He made Crocker work harder than he wanted to. And I think it was around 7. I text Frank Smith, and I was like, Crocker tiring. And I felt as though that's how it was going. And without being disrespectful to Crocker, because it was one of those fights where you don't want to say they got it wrong or whatever, because it was a good fight. It was an amazing fight. But I did feel as though Walker won the fight. I understand how the early parts of the fights, Crocker's defence was very, very tight, and so a lot of shots was hitting gloves and arms. So it's like, well, they weren't really scoring. But then again, was he still out working and were shots getting through more than what Crocker was working early doors? So it depends on how you've seen those early rounds, really. But what a fight. Unbelievable fight. Phenomenal.
Just 2 fights away from his card. I want to get your thoughts on one which was announced today. Catterall and Joshua-Prograis. What do you make of that bout come Manchester?
Good fight. It's a really good fight. Prograis is a huge name, elite level name, in the sport, and he's been, he's respected over. He's known over here because of the Taylor fights. Coming off that Devon Haney fight, he needs something to get his teeth into, and it's a good fight for Catterall, coming off off the Taylor win. What's available out there, they've obviously looked, and this is the fight that makes sense, and it's a good name for him, to break into something big in America.
Final one, there's a lot of reports that we might see Anthony Joshua-Dubois next. We've got an AJ presser coming this coming week. If that is to be rubber stamped and announced, your thoughts on AJ versus Dubois?
That's a good fight. I'm happy with that fight. It's a really exciting fight. Daniel Dubois has shown in his last couple of fights that the mental demons that he has, they're gone. And he's got this inner belief and his toughness. The only problem is in Hrgović, everything was kind of like telegraphed, and it was predictable, and it was the same. The 1-2, the 1-2, the 1-2, the 1-2. There was nothing on the end of it. And those 1-2s, if they're landed on by Anthony Joshua, he's going to come back with a left hook. He'll finish off with a right uppercut. He'll throw a combination. His assets are his combination punching, power punching, while he's throwing combinations. And Dubois not going to... I can't see him taking them kind of shots off AJ. So he does need to tighten up that defence, If he tightens up that defence with the assets that he's got, it's a really, really good fight.
Dave, I appreciate your time. I'll leave you now too. I imagine you're travelling back, or are you staying over?
No, we're
travelling back.
Yeah, I'm going to get back now.
Safe travels home, and I'm sure I'll see you in the coming weeks.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.